Dear Jane, my husband has early onset dementia. Can I put him in a home and sleep with other men? Like just ask yourself, if this was a guy and he was asking like, "Hey, is there any way I could just dump my sick wife into some home so I could go sleep around?" What do you think the reaction would be if a guy said that? But regardless, this is the extent of Whammon's loyalty right here. Dear Jane, my husband and I have been together for over 20 years. I'm in my late 40s and he is in his early 50s. Sadly, my husband has early onset dementia and his symptoms have become very bad the past few months. His memory problems now mean he often forgets who I am. His personality has completely changed. It's like he's a different person than the man I married. I mean, he is. This is what happens when someone gets dementia. It's not like I don't understand where this woman's coming from, but as usual, it's the double standard that's the problem. Most people are probably going to be on this woman's side. Like, oh, you poor thing, you never signed up for this. It was just bad luck. Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, yeah, if you dump him in a home, he's not even going to notice anyways. He doesn't even know who you are anymore, right? But if this was a man that was debating dumping his sick wife on a home, or like one of my friends pointed out, if he even suggested hiring a caretaker to help take care of her, you're never there for her. How evil and horrible can you be? Yeah, this is the big one. Does she still think she could get other men? No, there's one thing I've learned from watching a lot of these older women break down on TikTok. They legitimately do believe they can find other men. And this is especially true for older women who actually were married like 20 plus years. The last time they were on the dating market, they were in their prime. They didn't hit the wall yet. So then when they're 50 and they're back on the dating market, they still think they were the hot shit they were at 25. And then they melt down on TikTok in their cars crying that they can't get a man. And what's wrong with men in this world? Why can't I find a man? Like, well, what's wrong with the dating market? I mean, dating in your 50s is impossible. Yes. You're not supposed to date in your 50s. Of course, it's going to be hard, if not impossible. He can no longer work, and because of his confusion and disorientation, I have had to take a major step back from my own job to assist him. Frankly, there's no love left in our marriage, and as awful as this sounds, I'm beginning to resent my husband for what his illness has done to my life. Yeah, this is how it always ends up. It's always about what have you done for me lately? Well, he's not fulfilling his role. I mean, I guess I have to ditch him. I want men to start adapting this mercenary mindset to women too. As soon as they start withholding sex, all right, we're getting a divorce. If you're not going to do the one thing I married you for, why should I even keep you around? At this point, I would like to walk away from my marriage with the fond memories I still have of my relationship without letting the resentment build more. It's all about me. And before anyone says anything, yes, I know I'm pretty selfish too. You think that might be one of the reasons why I'm still single? Like I know damn well I would probably not make a very good partner. So I'm like, fair enough. You know, I don't want to make some innocent woman suffer because of my bullshit. It's not for me. Now, would it be horrible for me to put my husband in a care home and move on with my life? We have a good amount of savings over the years, so I can afford to put him in a great home. See, like I said earlier, imagine the genders reversed. Like, yeah, we saved up a lot of money, so can I just dump my sick wife in a care home and live my best life now? That guy would be savaged. Furthermore, if I do put him in a home, is it wrong for me to date and sleep with other men? Technically, we will still be married, as I don't think it's necessary to go through a divorce at this stage, but I don't want to be tied down. Yeah. Now, this question, though, like assuming she was able to get other men, yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot tougher. All I know is like if I knew that I had an expiration date, I'd pretty much want everyone in my immediate like friend and family circle to move on as soon as possible. To be honest, I would honestly feel pretty bad if I knew that I was holding everyone else back. And wanting people to move on includes, well, in the relationship sense, now, I would at least like that. I would like it if she waited until after I died, at the very least. But I could somewhat understand this one, I guess. I want to explore connections with other men, and experience intimacy again. My husband and I haven't had sex in months. From dementia desperation. Are you just gonna skip over the part where you weren't having sex for months regardless? Dear Dementia Desperation, I am so deeply sorry about the enormous impact your husband's illness is having on you and your marriage. How dare he? Doesn't he know how this is affecting you? What comes across more than anything else is in your letters how lonely you are. You have to have shared your life with this man, and now you find yourself essentially on your own. Must be so isolating. That's right. Puff up that ego. And the fact that you must face this loneliness while also having to care for him is probably adding huge amounts of stress to your life. Now, that's obvious. So when we are experiencing stress, we aren't in the best headspace to make smart decisions. Okay, so now she's actually probably going to get to some good advice, I would guess. And now I'm certainly not saying that your thoughts of walking away from your marriage and putting your husband in a home are wrong, but I do think these are important decisions that must be made with tremendous thought and care. Yeah, you realize that you might lose like half your friend group if you do this. Making such a huge decision on impulse could lead you to have serious regrets later in life. You come to realize it was not the right choice. Now, that is just women 101. Like when they walk out of multi-decade marriages to get with Chad or Tyrone, and then they just get pump and dumped, and then they try to come back. Yeah, there's always some regret. So I employed to go online, find websites for the Alzheimer's Association, the Alzheimer's Foundation of America, and the Well Spouse Association. These groups offer education, resources, and perhaps more importantly, in your case, support groups. And at the very least, you have a topic you could bond with other women over. Speaking to other women in these groups who are going through similar struggles, are dealing with the exact same issues you are dealing with, and have perhaps already navigated their way through this very difficult terrain, will give you the strength and clarity to make the decision that is right for you. I wish you well. Yeah, probably. And don't try to pin the responsibility for whatever choice you make on me either, because I already know that's Kuman. Yeah, that's true. She might lose some of her friend group, but as this is a woman, she likely got told this in the first place by one of her quote unquote friends, and the Dome 3 or 4 legit thinks it's a good idea. Now, isn't this how it always ends up, actually? They listen to their dumbest friends and they make bad decisions, and it drives their few good smart friends away. And then it just solidifies the negative feedback loop, because the only people left around her are the ones that keep destroying her life. And it just keeps cycling.